Hey everyone, I'm McDices, and I realize I've never actually made one of these for Dead Rising despite me running this game like mad. So, here is a Speedruns Explained marathon commentary for Dead Rising TimeSkip New Game. This is a new game category, and it's pretty much the base 72-hour mode. First things first, make sure you're on an empty save slot. This isn't New Game Plus, so not a level 50 file. This is an empty save slot. And thank you, Tango, I'm glad you can tell me that. I do talk to chat during these, but for the most part, we'll be explaining every detail. So, before we begin, make sure you have live split. This is an obvious thing, I suppose. This game uses an in-game timer, so it's community-made, very easy to find. And also on the Speedrun.com page, there is a tool called TimeSkip. This allows me to skip all the waiting time in between the game. Normally, Dead Rising requires you to wait. This removes all of that and makes it a very short thing. Okay. Anyway, time begins once you skip the cutscene coming up with the helicopter. From then on, that's when time happens. You're not allowed to take pictures, though, because since this is a new game file, you can technically cheat. You can cheat by taking pictures early because you can get experience from taking the zombies, and you can actually get a level 2. That's not allowed, so we hit start here, and then time begins. First things first, I'm going to be moving by jumping. Why am I jumping? Well, whenever you see Frank jump, he gets a slight boost on launch and on land. It's like a very minor boost, but overall, it will save you more time than not jumping. We'll make our way down to the main plaza. I think it's entrance plaza specifically. Right now, this door is open. It won't be open later, so it's just kind of jumping on down. We're not going to be jumping the whole run. It's just something to kind of keep in mind in base new game categories. This only happens in new game because the speed buffs you get later in the game won't apply to you. Anyway, we're going to have our intro. All these people are going to die. You cannot save any of them. That's going to help us, because you may see Brian there with the shotgun. We're going to need a shotgun. Brian and all the other people always end up on the same spots. What does that mean? We're going to be able to get that weapon. Skateboards will come in handy, John Hedden. Good point right now. You'll be able to see some of the movement tech we do. So, good RNG for this will be a clear zombie path. You kind of jump to the right, and you want to end up in that pile of zombies up ahead. You don't want to get grabbed, because the first time you grab, you'll actually be able to get a shove. Just like so. Afterward, you lose stamina, and will have to have like a tiny baby shove. You don't want that. You noticed I picked up a shotgun from that pile, and I'm able to continue. A 103 is very good. Normally, I like to reset if I get 104 or higher, or 105 or higher. But if you're starting off, this doesn't really apply too much. Really good times can be sub 1, otherwise, a 103 is perfectly okay. The shotgun's going to be a very important tool, and as you may notice, I have no inventory, I have no health, and I am level 1. This is going to hurt. But if you, play along, this is very easy to do. Something else to consider so you don't break your control stick. If you're playing on anything, whenever you're shoving zombies off, don't wiggle it back and forth. Spin the control stick. It moves really fast, and it gets them off. It only works in Dead Rising 1. But it's a very neat thing to do. You won't break your hand, you won't break your control stick, just spin it. Like, watch. Time gets paused during cutscenes, so what you want to do is something like this, where you're just spinning it in circles. Doing that instantly breaks the grabs, and it's very good. Zombies. Anyway, right now, we get the pistol. We don't care about the pistol, but it's forced into your inventory twice, not just once, twice. The reason why the game does this is because they don't want you to be empty-handed for the first boss fight. The first boss throws you in really, really quick. So, we're going to be going upstairs first. In Paradise Plaza, there is a skateboard shop. And like I mentioned, see? Really quick knockoff. Health doesn't matter too much as long as you're not too low on health in the early game. You'll get more later. But we want to go to the skateboard shop to get 2 boards. From this point, you notice I'm immediately going to start going into the restaurant here. And I'm actually going to jump over this little cliff. The reason why is because there is a plank and you can just go right here. This entry is ideal because there is a book in this shop. In the game, we use skateboards for primary movement, and as well, we're going to be using books to elongate the skateboards. Skateboards as a base take about 3 hits or so. So, with 3 hits, also, no, not that R2 Skateboards only take about 3 hits, but with the book, it's times 3. So instead of 3, now it's 9, or it could be 6 to 9. I'm not kidding when I say that. Normally it's 2 to 3 for a board, it's 6 to 9 with the first book. We'll be getting another book, which adds multiplicatively. That word's hard to pronounce. Which will make it times, I think 27 later. That really adds up, so it's nice. The first boss is going to be in the food court, so make your way over to the food court. It's straight across, really easy to find. As well, you may notice I grabbed 2 boards. The 2 boards are very important. Also, my health won't matter right now. I can be on 1 health, because every time we beat a boss, we will level up, which gives me full health. How you doing, Oracle? So what's going to happen is I lose my board. I pick back up my board. I go to the shotgun. I aim right about here. Carlito will always walk here. He'll either stop or keep moving. If he stops, you want to aim roughly about right here-ish. Wow, Carlito's dodging. What the hell are you? There we go. Normally, you want to aim roughly about there. Sometimes it doesn't work. I have to be very careful with my bullets, by the way, now. If this happens, you have to hunt him down. Luckily, the shotgun does immense damage, as you can see. I am losing time already. That's fine. Normally, he either ends up there, or he'll run forward. The main thing is you want to be able to follow him. I got life. Life is actually the worst RNG. This is happening because I said I wouldn't reset this no matter what. So it's going to complete, but it will be a bit rough early. Remember, anything can happen. It's important that you be able to react. Now, the red board is the one I'm going to be getting rid of. For you, it might be RNG, but the thing is, the red board, I want to board through here nice and fast, because I'm going to be getting rid of it. This is a new strat. I'm actually going to be grabbing an Uzi from the Alfresco Plaza, which is right here in this fountain. I lose the board, so it doesn't matter. The level rewards are random, and actually, the way I'm going to explain that is good RNG is you get stock. And then you can also get things like Zombie Ride and Jump Kick. You'll always get stock, Zombie Ride, Jump Kick, and health. The worst RNG to get is health. So, of course, we got health. Right now, we're about to complete case 1-3. That ends up right here. I'm losing time, but that's okay. It's incredibly minor. We put a gun in a fountain. This is called America, sir. So right now, this is called Bike Skip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this bench. I'm also going to leave behind a book. As long as you have the board, it's okay. We need to get that book back. So I'm going to take the bench, and I'm going to place it down in a very particular angle, right? So the angle in which I place it is I want the top end of this bench to be facing the opening of this kind of area. So I stand right about there, and I drop it. That usually works. Now, we're actually going to skateboard all the way to the back of Entrance Plaza. Before that, though, if I, drop the book or drop whatever, I need to pick that back up. If you end up getting stock early, you can actually just leave the board you had behind, and that's okay, so that's why it's faster. You don't have to worry about that. But we're actually going to be going into the camping shop right here, and this is going to have a bike. Kind of the whole point of the name Bike Skip. We're going to use this bike, and we're going to be able to instantly go back to Paradise Plaza. Normally, you would have to go through, 4 different areas, but this way, hopefully we land it right. If I don't, I can soft lock the game, and I'll have to restart this, and I really hope I don't have to do that. But normally, yeah. So it works is you get your bike and you push it up against the bench. Then you start kind of holding and tapping it. You want to kind of get this motion right here. And then you build some momentum, and then you kind of go right and left. It's a bit of a feelings-based thing, but when you kind of notice that the bench touches the ground, it's ready to go back up, and it launches you plenty far away. The important thing to note is that you kind of have to do a rhythmic sort of alternation between tapping and holding. You want to kind of get that up high period, and then as well, once you're there, you have to build up momentum to release yourself over the wall. What happens frequently is you either, 1, you don't build enough momentum, or 2, you do too much, or you just don't land it. That's a very good bike skip, and like I said, this run will probably continue, and it'll be fine. From then on, we just make our way back to the safe house, and we're good to go. An important thing about this game is learning all the different kind of layouts of the land. So Bike Skip, I think you just have to kind of take it a bit easy, learn what you're doing, but it's not too hard once you get the hang of it. I was able to kind of learn it in just a couple of days of grinding out this game. I started by, trying it out. You don't need to do it. It saves maybe about 10 seconds or so. I think about 10. So, while it's nice to do, it's not mandatory. It's also just a really cool trick. Anyway, right now we're going on to the next case. This one's going to be interesting, and this is also why we grabbed the Uzi. So first things first, this will always spawn down here. The larva, all the zombies are dead. We want to go back to Entrance Plaza. This is going to be probably now the toughest fight in the game. Other fights are still tough, but this one is incredibly tough. And the reason why it's so tough is because it's going to be Carlito with the sniper rifle. Normally, his hits take about 2 bars of your health. It could take more or less, depending on how it goes. But the way this is going to work is I'm going to go up to the end of the store, roughly about right here. And then we're going to get the Uzi, and we're going to jump towards him. I actually want to be jumping in a bit of serpentine motions, and then you want to tap the shots. This is a bit rough right now. I'm going to jump and tap. So once you get this momentum, it's good to go. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. I knew it would be bad. It's okay. You can redo it. No, we don't do hockey strats anymore. But the general idea is you want to permanently stun him with the Uzi, while you also want to be able to get plenty of damage on him. So this is bad for me that I got knocked down, but it's okay. Just make your way back towards the area. And it's still alright too, because you just need the proper positioning. So, you know, peek out. Clear's right there. That's fine. Rad's in the way, but this is okay. Now, the next thing to note is that you want to tap. You're not mashing the button, you're not holding it, you're tapping it. So tap, 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 tap. Ideally, if you do that, you save 12 seconds. I fell off. That's okay. You won't fall off, because you're better than me. But if you tap it, you save ammo for 1, and for 2, you can see he's able to be stun locked. Now, the problem with holding it isn't so much the fact that... Also, I'm going to go to the left now, because this keeps my board preserved. Going to the right's good if you have high board health. Going to the left is slower, but it keeps your board safer. If you hold it down, you'll run out of ammo. If you tap it, you'll also get more damage, and it'll be less wasteful. So you ultimately save more while doing more. I know I said more twice, but keep that in mind. That's what happens. So right now, we're going to be making our way over to the parking garage, actually. So in order to do that, we're going to be going to the park. And right now is probably one of the toughest bosses in all of Dead Rising. That's okay. This boss is pretty easy once you get the hang of it. The most important thing to know, though, is that you instantly just need to know where to move. The convicts are very tough if you don't know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, they're easy. Here's what we do. We get the skateboard and we go towards that tree in the center. You'll see the one I'm going to right now. The convicts usually, like 90% of the time, will get stuck here. Then aim the Uzi at the head of the gunner. You can unload bullets here. You actually want the Uzi gun. There's two things that can happen. Either one, they get stuck. Two, they'll keep moving. After that, you just unload the LMG on them. They're dead. No, Brad's in this game. Brad is the partner who is helping us. Once you get the gunner dead, you can get the LMG and they're instantly dead. And I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure on how the comics work. They do spawn every 24 hours, but I don't know if that was a bug or not. Hard to say. So the reason why this works is, for one, we're going to be able to keep the car and we get a new LMG. This is very important. Two, we want to open the underground parking garage, because in the underground... Also, I got the worst RNG. This is really bad. This is really bad, in fact. Like, this is horrible RNG. You want to grab that. I have no idea what that is. That doesn't sound like my alley at all. I have no idea what you're talking about. But we get the key. That key is going to allow us to re-enter the garage from anywhere in the game. We're going to need that later for another scoop, but right now we're also going to be taking the car up to another area. I don't know. I haven't really heard of it. In this area, this is Sean's food and stuff. This is going to be the next boss. This is a mandatory boss. This is Steven, the fast food guy. Or no, the market guy. He works in the grocery store, and he is normally a really tough fight. However, I have the... I think it's the heavy machine gun, actually. But I think we'll call it the LMG. By the way, the mounted turret. I have the turret. You can take that off of there. From then, what we're going to be doing is very simple. We just aim down the middle. Hit him immediately. And if you get the headshot, he won't be able to move. If you mess that up and he's moving, you have to hit his hands, which is a harder shot. If you know how to aim it immediately, he's instantly dead with tons of damage. So that's good. From this point onward, the case is very straightforward. We're going to go to the back, we're going to be getting the medicine, and then we're heading back to Paradise Plaza. It would have been. The zombie spawns in this game are actually tied to FPS, oddly enough, so keep that in mind. Playing on high FPS can actually be pretty rough. Normally, you want to play on a decently stable frame rate. As well, the way we're going to be taking back is... Also, we got stock at the very end. I was going to be forced to get stock. The game always gives you sets of 4. Yeah, 4. So levels 6 through 10 are going to be the same exact upgrades. We're going to take this truck, and we're actually going to be going back to the little parking garage that was at the top. Like the little parking lot. The reason why is, even that this is a decently fast car, I'm going to want a faster car. Cars have varying speeds, meaning the convertible is the fastest. Anytime you're heading back to the safe house, it's going to be better for us just to take this car back. It is much faster than taking the little car. Also, whenever you park it, you just ram the wall. Usually it will work. Usually, keyword. So if you didn't get the book earlier, let's assume you got late stock like I just did, you're going to have to grab this now. The way the grab works is that if you are, you know, level 3 and you get stock, or level 2 and you get stock, you can get it from here early. However, I was level 5 when I got stock. So if you're level 4 or 5, you get the book on the way back. This is an RNG factor, but overall it won't affect you too much. You just have to know which one's which. Ideally, the earlier you get stock, the better it is, but at the same time, you can still make do without it. Like, it won't make or break a world record, I don't think. You can still be very good even with a bad stock. Now, this run had some rough patches so far, but that's okay, because not every run will be perfect, especially in a marathon setting. So the last thing here is that the mission ends once you talk to Jessie. You need to talk to her. It's very easy. You can also, you know, you could stare. Don't stare for too long, though, because that's looking too close to the sun. What I mean by that is the game won't actually give you the next prompt if you look too long. So, you have some time to kill, but you need to stay near Jessie. It's very important you stay near her. Or else she won't give you the dialogue that beats the chapter. You can actually wait there the whole time and you'll fail, so keep that in mind. So, this is one of the cases that I feel like a lot of people struggle with. I have 10 bullets. This is going to be doable. Not easy, but doable. Also, if you have good board health and you've been boarding well, you can go down the elevator. That's fine. I am worried about this board because I got the book really late, so I'm going to be taking this way. The preference you take is all dependent on how confident you feel that your board will survive. If you're feeling good, take the elevator. It's a bit of a more windy path and more zombies, but you can take that. If you're risky about the board health, take the upper half. It's only a few seconds difference. Also, right now we're heading our way to North Plaza. This is like the abandoned warehouse area. Exactly, Tango. Exactly. Isabella's going to have two different strats. I'm going to be going the safe strat, because I don't trust myself to do the difficult strat right now. The difficult strat I will be able to show you later on another boss, and we can talk about the variation of that and how that will work, but for right now, I will be doing the easy strat for Isabella. The easy strat or the difficult strat all depends on how much shotgun ammo that you have wasted throughout the game. Normally, it won't be a big issue, but as you noticed in the beginning of the game, I fired all of my shots into Carlito, and I missed like 5 of them because he stood in a weird spot. It doesn't happen normally, but it can happen. You need the shotgun to last you at the very least until the end of this mission. And yeah, the cultists are cool, but we mostly ignore them. If they show up, do not approach them. They will break your stuff. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to aim at Isabella, shoot her, and then jump over her. Jump directly above her. It'll work every time. And also I manually aim. So manual aiming is needed if you wasted ammo. It's okay to get hit. You just have to reset the position. Normally you want to kind of just get on the far end of her, and then it'll happen. That's how you jump over her. You can automatically aim if you hip fire. The problem with hip firing is you waste more ammo. I'm getting hit a lot here, that's okay. And while hip firing is good, you may notice the problem is it can miss. So overall, Isabella was a fine fight. I got hit a lot more than I wanted to, but overall, it's still rather easy as long as you use that strategy. Jumping over her as well doubles as the fact that she'll be resetted into a good position for you, so you get more shots, which is good. Now, you may have noticed I was very careful about my bullets. I still have 1 bullet left. I need this bullet because you may have noticed, hey, now it's daytime in here. We're on in the next mission with Isabella, and you need to save her. I have 2 bullets. So get the shotgun out and start, once you skip the cutscene, just start mashing the fire button. It's fast. That's how that case goes. Also, my phone is good.
It was Carlito.
Alright, so right now is what I call the calm before the storm. Good luck on level 6, you picked up stock. Stock is good luck here. This is the most luck-dependent part of the game. On level 6 or 7, if you get stock, that's really good. If you don't get stock, that's really bad. You lose a lot of time by not having stock. This is really the most major luck-dependent section of the game, I'd argue. While the early game can change, overall your time will be mostly equal, you just need to be careful. That's the main difference. You may have noticed I'm taking really weird paths when I work with the zombies. You kind of build up this habit the more you play Dead Rising because you don't want to be hitting zombies. You do lose the board that way. And losing the board is a massive time loss, because if you lose the board, you'll have to go get a new one. Which, during like a marathon setting or whatever, yeah, you can go get a new one very easily in Paradise Plaza. But you have to keep that in mind, and you'll be jumping around. So food for thought on that one. Hi, Swordfish. Hope you're doing good. Incorrect, Purple Drake. Very correct. So you may notice this is a very easy section. We're just guiding Isabella. The main thing is make sure you don't go into too many hordes of zombies. You want to be careful with that. You can weave through them easily, but you want to keep an eye out for zombies that are about to swing. Normally the zombies will go for a grab or carrying someone, so they won't be able to land that grab. However, if they fall down or they swing for an attack, they can knock her off of you, which is really bad. So keep that in mind and keep moving. What affects you getting stock? Pure luck. All the upgrades in this game are based on random RNG through a set, like a small set of levels. So from levels 2 through 5, you can get health, stock, zombie ride, and jump kick. You will always get those 4. The order is dependent on your RNG, though. We don't know how that's manipulated. So levels 6 through 10 is the same. You'll be getting the same kind of style of upgrades, which I think are attack, dive roll, the kickback, and then you also have, what's the name of that one? Stock. And it's always going to be the same stuff. The only difference is the order you get those ones. And the reason why it's work this way is because the game doesn't want you to, you know, be entirely screwed. Like, imagine you end up getting a bunch of, like, weird moves early game and, like, you get no health. Like, you're at 4 health and you're, like, level 35 because you got really unlucky. That would suck. That would really suck. So, what the game does is it gives you kind of set upgrades, and then you get every part of that set, and then you move on to the next set. So, this is arguably the mission I think most people do actually, I think they're scared by. Like, I remember when this game kind of started off as a speedrun, nobody liked this chapter. This chapter is still pretty rough, but as long as you know what you're doing and where you're going, I think it works well. This is also why we opened up the garage. So, this is Bomb Collector. The goal of Bomb Collector is you need to collect 5 bombs in the underside. You'll kind of hear more about that in a moment, but we're going to be doing a lot of actions at once, so keep that in mind. You ready? First things first, you're going to jump down here immediately. There's zombies down there, you're going to have to jump over them. I recommend kicking. It kind of gives you that extra little nudge. If you're low on health, there is meat right there, you won't be leveled up. Now, you're going to take this car, and you're immediately going to bolt over to the left. Be careful of zombies, do not hit walls, do not hit, you know, little bumpers in the middle, and do not hit shopping carts. You need this car to make it all the way if you want the best possible RNG. Also, it's okay to adjust your path to avoid zombie hits. Every zombie hit does count. This way will usually be empty. If it's full, check your graphic settings. I run this window for a reason. It's like a 4x3 window at, like, I think 1280 by, like, 960. So, 4x3 is preferred here. Next, after we get that one, Carlito spawns. Drive right into him. You will usually make that weird turn. It works. We're then going to be going down this path. The best way I can describe this is you want to look through the paths. I think this one is, I want to say Wonderland. I could be wrong. But, no, it's Entrance Plaza. Sorry. I usually remember it based on pattern. The bomb order one's always the same. So now we have the Entrance Plaza one. We're actually going to be turning back around. And you want to be careful, as you see. Carlito stops. Also, glad you enjoyed that minus 700. We're making our left through here, and we'll be going on the first turn in the roundabout. If you stop for too long, Carlito throws bombs at you. The bombs knock you back, they stun you, they do damage, and they total the car really quickly. So make sure you don't dilly-dally throughout these sections. Normally at this point, this section, the back mirrors crack. That's good. That's fine. We got level 7. What did I get? I got attack. That's bad RNG. You want stock here or a level 6. I didn't get it. It's okay. The ideal strat now is you want to back up until you see the car roughly, and you want to like be in the center to buy it. Don't go too fast because you can still hit the wall, but going about there is going to make the exit a lot easier. See, that way you're able to avoid the bomb. You don't want the grenade hitting you. It will wreck the car, and we still have a long way to go. The last one happens right here. And this is back near John's. Now, if you damage your car a lot and you're worried, like that smoke summoned earlier that you can see, you can take the van. There's a van here. You can take that right there. You can take that van. It's recommended if you damage the car too much. If you're bold or you feel like you won't break, what you can do is you can go right here. It might break. We're good. Mission ends there, and that's how Bomb Collector works. It's very fast-paced. I don't even remember the exact order of places. I want to say it's... God, I don't even remember. It's like the random little area in the very beginning, and then you make your way back to Entrance Plaza, and then Wonderland, and then... I actually don't even know if that's all the locations. I usually just go off muscle memory. Like, it's a muscle memory thing. Just kind of look at the route before you go and follow that path. I recommend just using this VOD or other VODs as direction. It usually works. You just have to be very careful of Carlito. Also, same deal. Ram this, and are back. Also, the convicts are there, but they'll disappear the moment you get into 8-2. Case 8 disappears the convicts. Don't worry about them anymore. We don't need to fight them. Also, at this point, you only need your board to last until the end of this mission. Once you get back to the safe house, if you break your board, that's okay, because we're going to our first and only board refresh of the game. You need one, and the way this is going to work is very planned. So if you're wondering, why would I board refresh now? Also, you know, if you have a shotgun shell, you can use it there. Clear the elevator. Why would I board refresh now in 8-2? So 8-2 is, in my opinion, one of the worst cases of the game. The reason why is because you have to deal with Isabella, except she's not a boss fight anymore. Now she's our friend. We don't like Isabella as our friend. She's not very nice. I recommend making a save for this whole section. It'll help. Don't board. Just jump. She's right here. You need to talk to her. This isn't dependent on us moving. Now it's based on her moving. The first point is right in this yellow area. Once she gets there, you can move forward. You need to wait for each area in order to progress. If you progress too early, she will be stuck behind, and then you'll have to get her back. The mission does not end until she's done. If you have your shotgun, you can use it here, but I recommend getting the mannequin torso or the lead pipe. Kill every zombie that you see before passing the yellow line. You want no zombies in this area. She will attack. Isabella's spot now is the yellow line. So I recommend waiting a moment, and then press. Now, I hate to mention this, a lot of this is instinctual. You have to have a base instinct on this. You'll develop it. But it's also nice if you see Isabella. Now, I'm going to be going to get 3 new skateboards. I'm going to be getting rid of this one. I'll be getting rid of the mannequin. And I'm going to be grabbing 3 skateboards. The red board, for me, is going to be a breaker board. Now, I go into this little stairwell. The point of this is I want Isabella as far away as possible. Once you're here, wait like anywhere from like 10 to 12 seconds, roughly, depending on how she's been moving. 10 seconds is about good. Once that passes, you can go towards her and the park. Now, what happens is Isabella's incredibly violent. Ooh, she's still going, by the way. If you went too early, I went too early, I might need to wait longer. Yeah, I went way too early. Aim for the follow. Sometimes it might need to be longer at all, is based on how she moves. So, you have to get a feeling for it, kind of. And I hate saying that, but... Also, this one's going to be that little lamppost. Once she's past that, you're good to go. Oh, wait, no! A little bit more. A little bit more. It's like 1 step, too, is the sad part. See? There we go. Isabella won't attack things if you are far away from them. What I'm doing right now, by going all the way around the park, is I'm despawning the zombies in Isabella's warpath. Isabella's violent. She's the most violent AI in the game. Also, I think they wanted people to have a good time, Kumo. That's why. Isabella's programmed to attack zombies so she can actually defend herself and not die to all the zombies like most of the AI. However, the problem is she's incredibly violent and will attack anything in her warpath. Now, this is bad because Isabella takes forever, and normally you have to kill things in her warpath. This way, even though it looks like I'm taking a very long time by going all the way around, it doesn't matter because Isabella will make it there roughly about the time I make it back. I'm going to North Plaza right now, by the way. The activation point for this one is when Isabella hits the bottom of the stairs. It's actually really generous. If you take this path, you never miss it. In fact, I went a little bit wide, and that's okay. But right there, Isabella's good. Like, she's gonna be fighting things. I really don't mind. She's not moving. She can be terrible all she wants. So, I mentioned the red board is the beater board. I'm using this board as a beater. I don't need it. Last one. We're going to be making our way over to the motorcycle. That's going to be the despawn point. This one's going to be a bit weird, and you need to pay attention to Isabella. Also, I mentioned this is the beater board, because now you can see I'm kind of ramming all the zombies. I'm just breaking the board. It's going to be very low health by the time I get to the back. I want a fresh board for the finale. If Isabella's moving the whole time here, wait 3 seconds on the motorcycle and then move. If she stops at all, wait 2 more seconds. So you'll see me count them on my timer. So at 15, I'll go. Alright, go. Normally waiting the 3 to 5 seconds will allow Isabella to get to a nice spot. I want her to be ahead, but I don't want her too far ahead. Because now she's about in this hallway. I clear the zombies, and Isabella ideally will keep moving. And even though she's moving, I don't mind if she takes time, because I have my own shopping I need to do. I need to grab shotguns. We're grabbing 2. Leaders won't be here. We're all safe. And ideally, Isabella should be there. And the path is clear. Skateboard back. And, you know, if I didn't have the mess up in the middle, that would have been really good as an Isabella section. This is a hard section because normally you escort her. This way, you just break her AI much faster. Also, the most important part of the speedrun, especially since we're on such a great pace right now, let me show you the most important part of the speedrun. Go. Alright, let's go. You don't have to do that. It makes me laugh. But right now, we're heading back to Paradise Plaza, because that's where the game happens. So, here's the next point of RNG. If you have 2 boards, if you got stock, you keep your skateboard. You may notice I only have 1 skateboard. That's okay. This is where you start losing time. You're going to need boards for the finale, because you want to skateboard back to the roof. So, I didn't get 2 boards, so I have to be very careful in big crowds of zombies. In the little crowds and the sparse crowds, I'll be fine, because I can just, you know, for the most part, I won't be able to hit them all. Like, right now, while there's a lot of zombies, I can just go down paths that don't have them. I want to save my board for a lot of zombies hits, because some sections will be much faster. Now, I bet you're wondering, why would a second board help here? Because what you end up doing is you would tank one board all the way to near death. Once it starts flashing, you would swap over to the other board. You're able to board through these sections effectively without having to worry about board health. That saves you a lot of time throughout the run, and it makes stock 6 a very important thing, or stock 7. If you get in either one of those levels, that's really good. It doesn't matter which one, because you get boards during 8-2, which you will already be level 7. We end the game on level 7 for the most part. We will be level 9 at the very end of it, but we won't be able to use those levels, because we're already kind of near the point of no return at that point. So now comes the final boss. The final boss is normally very difficult. This is going to be in the butcher area. That's where the next case is going to take us. And as well, since I'm not really confident on the board health, I will be taking the safe route once again. Also, Katuro, you have the right idea, so do you, Purple Drink. We have to go fight the butcher, Larry. Larry's actually a really cool boss, and probably my favorite in all of Dead Rising. Also, hey look, there's the ass again. We're going to be using the same path that we did for Bomb Collector. It's really similar, actually. Like, incredibly similar. You end up in the exact same spot, if you remember correctly. There we go. So, if you're feeling risky, you can go with 2 health. You might be low on health here, that's okay. If you're feeling bold, you can fight Larry with low health. I will show you for the sake of, you know, this being a marathon commentary run, or, a, you know, an explained run, I'll kind of show you a backup, because a lot of people don't know about this. But once you're here, same deal, we're going to be going to that car again. That car is very important, as you can see. You jump down. No, I'm on 2 health. That's very low. But guess what? This box always has raw meat. So if Frank West pounds raw meat in his mouth, you get full health. It always recovers 3, you're full. This helps because Larry can hit for 3 damage, which is more health than I had. Car health doesn't matter now. We're going to be making the first end of this little turn, and then we'll make the first turn after that. This immediately puts us on track to go over to the butcher area, what's the name? Sean's. Good morning, Briopad. Hope you're doing good. So by going here, you'll be making your way over to Larry. So now the Larry boss fight, you remember earlier I may have mentioned, hey, I'm going to do that Isabella strat. What was the Isabella strat? Well, this game actually does have a minor glitch, not by skip, but it has something called attack canceling. I can actually use the shotguns to cancel out the shotgun pump. So instead of having to just wait for shotgun shot, pump, I'm going to be firing rapid-fire shotgun bolts. Also, cool fact about Larry. Larry won't attack you until you attack him. So, use this time to prepare by going in the meat. Now, right, left, right, left, right, left. So the way it's going to work is shoot right. And now you pick it up a little bit more once you get better at it. You don't want to go too fast. You want to keep the pattern going consistent. The problem is Larry is so fat, he actually has super armor. But yeah, there you go. So you fire too fast, you'll run out of bullets. If you fire too slow, you lose time. So it's generally like 1, 2, 1, 2, like a consistent pattern as you saw there. You roughly want to get about that speed. You can go like a wee bit faster, but do keep in mind Larry does have super armor. And that super armor will absolutely prevent the shotguns from doing the full damage if you go too fast. And if you run out of ammo, you will die. Larry hits like a truck and you cannot fight him otherwise. If he's low on health and you have a chance, what you can do is you can actually use the butcher's knives in that room to assist you. Otherwise, be careful. Larry is one of the toughest bosses in the whole game. Right now, you have a variety of options on how to board back. Pick the safest. You can either go forward if there's no zombies, or you can go the way I just went. Both ways are fine. Now, if you made it to this part, you're done with the skateboard. You'll be using it at the very end of the game, but health doesn't matter anymore. We don't fight Adam in this category. This is TimeSkip. You only have to do the main scoring missions. Adam's an optional boss. You don't need to fight him in this category. I do have an all bosses run that I've done though, and I have fought Adam there. But not in this category. But yeah, this is actually surprisingly a pretty good way back. But normally, if you have good board health, you would just board and not have to worry about that. So you can kind of see my little concerns. Anyway, at this point, if you made it back to the facts, you've completed the game, you're almost done. All you have to do is make it back onto the roof, which is going to be returning to the safe house one more time. At this point, just skip the cutscenes. You're good with the game. If you beat Larry, you're done with the game. There's no more left to do. So, yeah, that's a big GG. Congratulations. Time does not end yet, though. You still have to board back, and you can still technically die. You can still technically mess up. By the way, the final movement is once you see the military soldiers, be ready to head backwards and leave the building. You spawn next to the door. You don't spawn next to Isabella. Once you see the hour 59, you will be spawning at the entrance of this area. So, back and B. That's the one. See? Also, having the board out means you can immediately go. So yeah, this has been Dead Rising TimeSkip New Game. I hope you all enjoy this. Hope this helped kind of explains a lot of the stuff. And this run wasn't even particularly good. Like, I definitely tried my best. We did a decent job. But you noticed even I had trouble in the Carlito fight. Both Carlito fights. First one, I missed all my shots. Second one, I ended up falling off. Like, these things are okay. When you're speedrunning any game, like, if you're just trying to get a good time, that's fine. More competitively, obviously, like, I would reset at that point, but this is just kind of to showcase a good, like, run of Dead Rising. Mistakes do happen during these, but you know what? That's alright. Also, running over the dead zombies, they're all dead, they can't hurt your board, which is why just doing what you want right now is, you want one board with one health. Do be careful, though, because plants can still do that. Like, the objects here, like this bench, you can still lose board health if you hit it. This is also kind of why good boarding is very important. Like, you want to make sure you take tight angles. Like, at this point of the game, also, if you wanted to practice boarding, it's a great time. Like, one of the most impressive things is this movement right here, where you just kind of weave in, go, weave in, go. Learning that strategy saves you a lot of time and is the proper elevator exit strat. Be able to do it from the other way. Anyway, time ends once you open that door. If you're using the auto splitter, it'll happen automatically. So, GG. And at this point, that's been Dead Rising TimeSkip New Game. I hope you all enjoyed it. Any questions? As well, if you're watching this on YouTube, you know, all the like, comment, subscribe stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see other Speedrun Explained videos, let me know. But yes, the category also ends on ending A. There is a full game category where you do overtime, but for the most part, you just end here. And it's a nice 30-minute category or so. I'll watch our ending as well while I eat my fries. I got fries.
I'll be damned. He's still alive. That son of a bitch made it. That must mean he got his scoop. I can't wait to get my share of the take.
Also, for anyone still watching right now, I recommend making a lot of saves, practice and stuff. Practice makes perfect. Plans on running RE Village? Yes, I will. Once the board opens up, I'll run it.
All right. You just hang tight, buddy.
Well, he has to, Devo. It's important. He needs to see. But yeah, like, Dead Rising was one of the first games I learned. Like, it was in the top 5, like, first games. I have over 1,000 runs in this. I currently have world record in this category. It's a really fun run, and hell, I busted out 31:58 in this category. This is still a 31. Now, 31 ain't a bad time. Do I know where I could have done better? Oh, of course I do. Oh, I busted out a 30 earlier. That was really good. I probably busted out another 29 and do, like, you know, keep grinding this out. The problem is, though, a lot of it does kind of boil down to did you get stock 6? But yes. Also, bad ending! Yeah, don't pilot helicopters. Are there any good Capcom helicopter pilots? That's my question. I highly recommend, though, that a lot of people try to learn Dead Rising. It's a cool community, a lot of interesting tools. What's a good ending like? So the good ending actually happens after this in a mode called Overtime. There is a category to do this and then Overtime, but it's not too popular because Overtime's rough. I've done runs of it, but yeah. You end up escaping them all with Isabella. That's the good ending. My All Bosses run has the good ending. I'll say that much. And I'm really proud of the All Bosses. Like, I'm really proud of that one. But yeah. So I thought that was a good one. I liked the idea that I didn't kill the run. Like, I thought a few times, oh, I should reset this. This is bad. I was like, you know what? No, I said no reset. You know what? We did it. We did the no reset. So I'm happy we stuck with that one, chat. I'm very happy we stuck with that one.